we did the Orange Brandy Run and we made a liqueur. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Beaver and today we finally got around to running the Orange Brandy. Now we're gonna quickly pop over to past Beaver. He's gonna explain how we did the run and a couple of things we did in the run to just increase that nice citrus flavor from the Orange Brandy. At the end, we'll do a quick taste test of the Orange Brandy, and we will also be making a nice orange liqueur using orange or freshly squeezed orange juice. So yeah, let's quickly head over to past Beaver and see how we set up the still and how we did the run. Past Beaver here, and I'm pretty sure future Beaver is standing and smiling there at the bench, as he has proofed down the orange liquor and made a awesome orange liqueur from it. Now he asked me just to quickly explain how we're going to run the still as well as what we did during the run. So we've just got the still up to temperature, meaning we are now running at full reflux, and we're using that head compression technique. I'll link a video up here where I explain how I use reflux to compress my heads and my tails and my hearts to ensure that I've got nice clean transitions between cuts. Now we've just started hitting that temperature and the still is in full reflux. Now before we started up the still, what we did is we took the skin of 4 oranges. We ensured that there is very little to none of that white pith on the back of the skin, and we put 4 oranges worth of skins. 4 oranges worth of skins into our sight glass here. Now if you don't have a sight glass, you can just put it straight into the column or just suspend it in your pot still's head. We also went and used an old trick that I learned a couple of years ago, where you take fresh oranges or lemon depending on what kind of product you're running, but it works fantastically well with citrus products. You cut the lemons or the oranges, in this case it was oranges, into slices about 1 centimeter thick, and then you put that into your still as you are heating up your run. Now you leave it in there, they float on top of your wash, and they also infuse a nice fresh unfermented orange flavor into your distillate. So yeah, we're now doing our compression part of the run. It's almost time to start taking first drips, and then we'll head back to the bench, and future Beaver will explain the rest of the process. So yeah, stick around to the end for that nice orange liqueur. Now during the run we got a couple of good jars. We started off by taking our 4 shots on our heads off with the compression technique that I use, and we took the 4 shots and heads off at 92%. We took 250 mils of that. Now there was some very good orange flavors in this, but it was overpowered by the acetone and the nail polish kind of smells. So yeah, that's completely discarded. We're not going to use that at all. And when we got to the tail side of things, we ran this jar and we got it off at 30%. Now this is a nice and murky jar. Now I'm not going to throw this away just yet. I don't know if I'm going to use this in the liqueur or not, just to bump up that orange flavor, because there's a ton of nice deep orange flavor in this tails. Then I used my compression technique, and we got this last little bit, about 100 mils of 80% tails, that number one cleaned up very nicely and has a nice deep rich orange smell to it. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to add it to this mixture here, and this is the mixture we're going to be using for a liqueur. Now let's start with the orange liqueur recipe. First up, what you're going to need is 500 mils of your orange brandy. Now if you don't have orange brandy, you can just use standard shop bought vodka, and this recipe will turn out awesome. Next up, you're going to need some invert sugar. Now this is a standard invert sugar that was made by using 100 grams of sugar and 100 mils of water. I also added 6 cloves into this while it was boiling. I did add a teaspoon of lemon juice to allow those sugars to invert. I cooked it up until I had a nice brown or a nice golden brown sugar mixture, just to increase that nice sweet flavor that we're going to get from the invert sugar. So let's quickly dissolve this sugar even further by using our alcohol. Now that we have the sugar all dissolved in our alcohol, what we're going to do now is transfer it into the bottle. We're going to use a little sieve so we don't get any of the cloves into our liquid, because we don't want the cloves to overpower. That 15 to 20 minutes it's spent in the sugar cooking imparted enough of that clove flavor. What we're going to do next is just to increase that nice sour bite. 1 medium-sized lemon we're going to add into our orange juice. So what we're going to do now is just top up the bottle to 1 liter using our orange juice and lemon mixture. Now this is freshly squeezed orange juice. If you're going to use store-bought orange juice, just dial back on the sugar that you're going to use for the recipe, because the store-bought orange juice might just be sweetened. If you can get unsweetened orange juice, all the better. So yeah, let's top up the bottle to 1 liter. Give it a quick shake, leave it a couple of minutes to just amalgamate together, and then give it a taste. While that is resting and amalgamating all those flavors together, it's time to give the orange brandy a taste. So this has been proofed down to 60%. If you have any suggestions what we need to do with the rest of this orange brandy, please put it down in the comments section. Let's get it into the glass, give it a sniff, give it a taste, and tell you guys what this actually tastes like. Now right off the bat you're hit with a sweet citrus smell, like when you just cut open an orange. So on the taste, it starts off with that initial bitter hit that you get when you bite into an orange peel, and then it changes into that sweet, almost like candied orange taste. It exactly happened like I hope it would, that the fresh oranges inside of the boiler pulled through the fresh orange flavor, and that left out that very fermented orange kind of smell. And then the orange peels as well just infused it with a nice fresh citrusy smell. Now onto our liqueur. Now this liqueur will only get better over the next couple of days as it stands and all those oils and flavors and sugars all meld back together. But on initial taste and smell, it has that nice fresh orange smell to it, nice orange juice smell. Ooh. As for the taste, it's sweet, it has that nice deep rich orange flavor, and the fresh orange juice and that little bit of lemon just gives it that nice bite that you want out of a nice liqueur. So this is a nice sipping liqueur. Yes, you can use it as a shooter if you want. Now seeing that it's summer in America, I would suggest you make this and then make a nice summer cocktail out of it with some nice crushed ice and a sparkling water, or even a lemonade, a sparkling lemonade inside of this will just be a killer drink. As always, thank you very much for sticking around and have a lucky day.